Boys, it is that time of the year again. It is time for me to be able to do my once a year yap session on a camera where none of it is cut because it's the 5 year anniversary of Christendo. It's not yet when I'm recording this, but when you're seeing this, this is the 5 year anniversary of the channel. For those of you that have never seen my face, hello, I'm Christendo. I'm the guy behind the voice, behind the camera. Well, not the camera because I don't use my camera in videos, but I'm the guy that's voicing all those videos that you're watching, whether it's the Mario Kart or the Switch 2 or just whatever videos that you're watching that I release. And yeah, so we're at 5 years on the channel. Last year I did this as well. The year before I also did this. Um, Last year I also did this for 20 minutes. So we're gonna try to see if I can keep it under 20 minutes this time. But I wanted to kind of take today, the 5 year anniversary of the channel, to kind of give an update on the channel, kind of do a reflection on the channel from last year. If you see me looking over here, it's because I'm looking at my monitor, my other monitor, because I'm just kind of like looking at, what have we done in the last year on the channel? The biggest thing is there's like, I feel like that year 4 of Christendo was a really big, I guess, identity crisis for the channel. And honestly, like, I guess this last year, talking April of 2024 to April 2025, was just such a big transitional period for me in life. I guess we'll get a little personal here because those of you that are watching this video are the ones that truly care and like are super invested in watching the channel. So for those of you that are here, you guys get to hear this. But yeah, so when it came to last year, or I guess, yeah, when it came to last year, when I did the 4 year anniversary video, I had the mindset of I'm gonna be making Scott the Woz type videos because that's what I was doing going into year 4. But then the channel had a complete different shift. We started doing some Let's Play videos because I was starting to work a little bit more often over the summer. So I wanted to be able to get some sort of content out while I was working. So Let's Plays was the way to do it. It was like once a week I would do a Let's Play episode. And that was that. But then we got into the college era where, we started getting back to normal videos. Like we have videos like which Mario Kart track has been remade the most, how many Mario Kart tracks have or how many Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tracks have an 8 in them. We had the normal kind of videos there for a couple weeks. And then, classes finally started and we start doing reviews that are unscripted and just kind of I'm yapping to the microphone, not the camera, but to the microphone and, giving my thoughts on a game that I played in the previous week, most of which were Sonic games. Actually, all of them were Sonic games. There was one video in there when Super Mario Party Jamboree came out. I recorded my first round of that when I played it with Akari, and that was a great video. That was a lot of fun. I honestly think that, especially since Akari edited it, Grease, Switch to a now, whatever you want me to call you. She edited that. It was a great video. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was definitely a very, very, very funny video. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Yeah, we were making Sonic videos, and then Brothership came out. And like after Brothership came out is when we truly got back to Christendo. Because I was making videos on Brothership, and then I was going over like the best and worst games of every year of the Switch, ranking upcoming games. And then 2024 is where we really get back to where we are today. And honestly, 2025. 2025 has been probably the best year for the channel so far. This is probably the most videos I've released in a year. And like we're only a quarter of the way through. After the Switch 2 Direct, I started being able to make videos more often. Because when it comes to the videos, I'm kind of keeping it a little bit more simplistic with the editing because I feel like as I grow as a person, I want my audience to grow as well. So like when it comes to my videos, I'm trying to cater to more, I guess, of like an audience that doesn't need constant transitions and effects on the screen and stuff, and like, a super duper high energy voice. I like keeping it kind of chill, but like also, I have that YouTuber persona where my voice is in YouTube mode, but it's not like where I'm yelling at the camera like, in this video, I'm gonna be playing Mario Kart for 77 hours straight, like that. I'm not doing that. We're more chill now, and kind of making videos about just kind of whatever comes to mind, and it's been a lot of fun actually. Like, if you've been watching the channel, especially a lot of you that have been tuning into the channel more recently, first of all, thank you very much. But second of all, you'll notice that what was I gonna say? Hold on. My brain's lagging. Yeah, I don't know what I was going there. Okay, never mind. Anyways, what was I gonna say though? Yes, personal stuff. Yeah. So if you're watching this right now, you're probably like, I thought you were at college. Where's the college dorm? Things weren't going as planned because, as I mentioned before, um, 2024 to 2025, or I guess April 2024 to 2025, when the channel was going through an identity crisis, I guess in a way, so was I. I went to school first semester for game design. I wanted to go for game development, so like coding and like coding games and stuff. But then like a little early on into the semester, I kind of figured out it's not really for me. I could see myself picking it up as a hobby, but I don't see myself doing it as a career I would enjoy. So when it came to getting ready for second semester and stuff like that, it was a lot of, figuring out, okay, what do I want to do? And I was like, well, I really do like making videos. I think video production would be a really fun major, and I still want to do that. But when it came to, like second semester, this is gonna sound really sad, but I only lasted 3 weeks, not 2.5 weeks. I missed the deadline of getting a like complete refund, which kind of sucks, but whatever. But yeah, things weren't going nearly as well as I was hoping for. Classes were overwhelming. There was a lot of like, just doubting myself as a person, and I just feel like I needed to take a step back and I guess kind of self-reflect. But that's the most personal you guys are gonna get out of me. I'm not gonna say anything else. But yes, so now that all that's out of the way, reflecting on last year and what we were doing and all that, let's talk about the future of the channel. I don't want to make any promises on, like daily uploads. We've been doing it pretty well though the last week, I'd say. Actually, the last 2 weeks we've been pretty consistent outside of like weekends. I want to like try to release videos, at least a couple videos every week, where I take weekends off to, work because I have a job. I got to be able to pay for Switch 2 somehow, because YouTube's not going to do it. I'm not making that money yet. But obviously working my job so I can make money. And also just to, I guess, get videos ready for the next week. So I'm not like stressing of getting a video out like after a shift or something. Just so I have a bit of leeway for the upcoming week if I do have time over the weekends. Like for an example, this upcoming weekend I won't have time to make videos because I'm working the entire day, both days of the weekend. So I might take like Thursday and Friday because I have those off to make videos for the upcoming week. But regardless, I do want to make videos more often. As you can see on the channel, the consistency has been the best it has been, and I want to kind of keep it that way. That's all I want to do. I'm not going to promise like daily uploads or every other day. I'm just going to promise more consistent uploads, because especially last year, it was like, it was really weird on the consistency. Like there was never a point where I didn't make a video for like a month. At least I don't think. But there was a couple points where it was like the consistency was really off. Now, on the other hand, we should probably address the elephant in the room. Where is Chris's Corner? Okay? I don't want to abandon Chris's Corner. For those of you that don't know, Chris's Corner, I was going to talk about Chris Cast, but I guess we'll talk about that. I meant Chris Cast, but I guess we'll talk about Chris's Corner. Chris's Corner is kind of my video style where it's kind of like Scott's Stash, where I just kind of yap about stuff. And honestly, you can kind of look at my current videos as that in a way, but it's more so when I'm just like, there's the camera facing the ground. I talk about whatever I want. And there's a video kind of like that recently where I looked at the save files of strangers from the Pokemon games that I've collected. But yeah, I want to do Chris's Corners here and there. They won't be necessarily like, I guess, advertised as Chris's Corner because I want YouTube to recommend them. I'm not going to have the Chris's Corner type of thumbnail because, like I said, I want them to be recommended. But they'll be essentially Chris's Corner. But what I wanted to talk about before was ChrisCast. Where's ChrisCast? It's been over a year. What's happening with ChrisCast? For those of you that don't know, that's my podcast. I started it, I think, 2022. Or maybe, yeah, it was 2022 because it was like right after the first Mario movie trailer came out. I started it then, and we've made a total of 10 episodes in the last 2.5 years. I know, the consistency is crazy. Honestly, I don't know where ChrisCast is because my biggest problem, and this was my big thing last year, was I don't want to do podcasts alone. Because when it comes to doing podcasts, it's kind of hard to have a conversation when you're just having a conversation with yourself. So when it comes to podcasting, you usually want to have at least another person on there. And when it comes to ChrisCast, obviously I'm the only guy behind Christendo because, it's my own channel. And because of that, co-hosts aren't as frequent as, say, another Nintendo podcast that's like ran by a channel that has multiple people working on videos or has multiple people that are behind the scenes doing the channel. I will say though, Nintendo Tonight, Switch Top, if you ever want me to come back on, I'm all ears. I'd be down. Anyways, I don't really have as much to talk about this year. Last year I did announce something called Christendo and the Multiverse of Christmas, where I said it was going to be my magnum opus. It was going to be me basically telling my YouTube story, but through the lens of a multiverse story. And I think that's a pretty cool idea I still want to do eventually in the future. But for the time being, the project, it didn't really go anywhere to start after that because I obviously didn't do the 2D Mario reviews that were supposed to lead into it. It's going to be its own thing now if I ever get to it. I do eventually want to do it. Maybe we'll do it 5-10 years from now, but I think it would be a fun thing to do still, but I just want to focus on, making the content that you guys really want to see. And I guess that kind of leads us to the end of this video where I'm going to ask you guys, if you are watching all the way to the end, because you guys are the true ones, you guys are the ones that really care for the channel and the future of the channel, if you're watching all the way to the end, because we're at 13 minutes now, what do you want to see me make content about? Obviously, I'm going to stick to Nintendo. I've been wanting to kind of lean a little bit into more, I guess, areas. I experimented with Sonic earlier or last year, and that was kind of fun. I'd love to get into Sonic a little bit more again. Right now, there's just not much to talk about Sonic wise. There's not much to talk about Mario wise, but I'm still making content because I'm addicted to Mario. But I'd like to delve my toes into, or I guess dip my toes into the waters of something different. So if there is anything that you guys want me to cover or talk about, please let me know, especially those of you that are watching, because I do want to make those videos that you guys want to see happen if I have, I guess, the knowledge or whatever it is that would require me to make those videos. But yeah, that's the yearly Christendo Yap session done. We're 6 minutes less than last year, so we're doing pretty good. But that's all I really have for this one. This was probably a cluster of just random garbage spilling out as I'm talking, because that's just usually what these are. I'm not I'm not planning these out because I know these videos aren't going to do well. It's just going to be those that care about the channel and, want to see what's up with the channel that will tune in, and those people will watch random junk like this. But if you are one of those people that for some reason watch to the end and this isn't for you, hopefully I'll have another video probably tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to release 2 videos today, where it's going to be just your traditional video, but we had to break the streak of Mario Kart videos this week with a channel update video because it is 5 years of Christendo. But thank you to everyone who stuck with the channel since the beginning. I appreciate all of you, whether you've been here since the start or been here since, yesterday. Like, any one of you that have tuned into the channel, just ever, I really appreciate it because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. The channel wouldn't be where it is right now if it wasn't for you. So yeah, that's it for this one. I'm the biggest nub on YouTube, Christendo, signing off. And as always, goodbye, Nub Nation.